Good morning. Today we are going to learn that what all things are available in our surrounding. As we look at our surroundings, we see a large variety of things with different shapes, size and textures. Everything in this universe is made up of material which scientists have named matter. The air we breathe, the food we eat, stones, clouds, stars, plants, and animals, even a small drop of water or a particle of sand, everything is matter. We can also see as we look around that all the things mentioned above occupy space and have mass. In other words, they have both mass and volume. So let's define what is matter. Matter is anything which occupies space and has mass and volume. Early Indian philosophers classified matter in the form of five basic elements, the Panchatattva: air, earth, fire, sky, and water. According to them, living or non-living was made up of these five basic elements. Ancient Greek philosophers had arrived at a similar classification of matter. These scientists have evolved two types of classification of matter based on their physical properties and chemical nature. Now in this chapter, we are going to learn about the physical properties of matter. What is physical nature of matter? Physical nature is that defines the observed and measured quality and quantity. As you can see here, few pieces of colored chalks are kept. The green colored chalk is enlarged with the particles. So we can say that matter is made up of tiny particles. Matter is made up of the particles. And if you can see, these all are of similar particles. And they are, the particles are very tiny. How we are going to prove this, that the particles of matter are very tiny? For this we are going to do this experiment. We are going to take few grams of crystals of potassium permanganate dissolved in 100 ml of water. You can observe the dark violet color of this solution. Now from this we are going to take 10 ml of the solution and dilute it in another 100 ml of water. Same procedure we are going to repeat for 4 to 5 times, and even more number of times you can repeat. End of the repetition, we are going to find that still the last beaker of water will have some color of these potassium permanganate solution, which concludes that the particles of matter are very tiny. Today we are going to learn about the characteristics of particles of matter, means which will help us to define how the particles of matter are. So particles of matter have space between them. Particles of matter are constantly moving, and particles of matter attract each other. Now these three things we are going to check with respect to the activity one by one. Let's discover how particles of matter have space between them. While learning about the physical nature of matter, we have done one activity with the help of potassium permanganate. Now, same activity can be taken as example over here. We saw that particles of potassium permanganate got evenly distributed in water. Again, you can check here that 50 ml of water is kept in a beaker. In it, a teaspoon of salt is added. But still, the volume of the water did not rise. After stirring it and dissolving it, yet the volume of the solution did not rise. So where these salt crystals went? These salt crystals went into the spaces between the particles of water. Hence, we can say particles of matter have space between them. Even you can take the examples of the lemonade, tea or coffee. Next, about that particles of matter are continuously moving. The basic example you can take when your mom is cooking food in the kitchen. By sitting in a living room or your bedroom, you get the fragrance or aroma of the food cooked. So we can say that particles of matter are continuously moving. Even when we spray perfumes or deo, and if a man passes by with the perfume or deo, we can easily get to know the fragrance of that particular person. So with increasing temperature, the kinetic energy of these particles in motion increases. This proves that increase in temperature, the kinetic energy of particles also increases. More example can be considered that if you drop a ink into the water and keep it as it is without disturbing it, after some time you can find that the color of the water changes with respect to the color of the dye you have added into the water. So the intermixing of particles of two different types of matter on their own is called diffusion. Now the rate of diffusion varies with respect to temperature. As temperature increases, kinetic energy increases and rate of diffusion also increases. You can check this thing in the given example. Next comes osmosis. Osmosis is also the intermixing of two or more liquids to maintain the concentration. Osmosis is basically found in the plants, where root absorbs the water from the ground and then it helps to transport into the other parts of the plant. Even the basic common example of osmosis can be seen at our home when your mother soaks the pulses. When it is soaked in water, after a few hours the water gets into the pulses and the pulse is swollen up. Similarly, if dry resin is kept in water, after a few hours you will be able to find those resins are swelling up. So the movement of a solvent through a semi-permeable membrane into a solution of higher solute concentration that tends to equalize the concentration of solute on the two sides of a membrane is called osmosis. Here you can clearly see the example, that is how the semi-permeable membrane is, which only allows to entry, it do not allow to exist. And the reverse of osmosis is used in the purification of water, that is the RO water that we do. So what is the basic difference between diffusion and osmosis? Now diffusion is the intermixing of the particles of any states of matter, whereas your osmosis is limited to the liquid state of matter only. Osmosis can be found in plants and in animal as well, whereas diffusion helps in the exchange of gases, transpiration and photosynthesis. Third characteristics of particles of matter is particles of matter attract each other. Now to prove this, let us look into an activity. Here iron ball and a piece of chalk is kept. When an iron ball is hammered, it did not change its shape or did not break down into the pieces. Whereas when a chalk piece is hammered, it is broken down into the pieces. More example regarding this we can talk about, that is if you open a water tap. If you open a water tap and try breaking the stream of water with your fingers, we will be able to cut the stream of water just for a second, but it is not at all possible. That means some attracting force is acting between them. This force keeps the particles together. The strength of this force of attraction varies from one kind of matter to the another kind of matter. We have already learned about the particle nature of matter and its characteristic. Now today we are going to focus on states of matter. Matter exists in 5 different states: solid, liquid, gas, plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. I repeat, solid, liquid, gas, plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. Let's see. Let's see few more examples of these 3 states of matter. Let us know about the solid state of matter. In the solid state of matter, the particles are tightly arranged. Hence, they give a definite shape to the molecule. Now, as you can see, they are tightly packed with each other. They have minimum space between them. So, their force of attraction is very high and they are least compressible. The rate of diffusion is least. So, they have a tendency to maintain their shape when subjected to outside force. Solids may break under the force. Liquid state of matter. Here you can see the particles of liquid state of matter are not so tightly arranged and even they have space between them. Hence, we can say the liquid state of matter do not have a definite shape but have definite volume. Now, as they are having space between them, so they are compressible, more than solid but less than gas. They take the shape of the container. Now, as the liquids can flow, they are also known as fluid. Their rate of diffusion is more than solid because they have space between them. Next, the gaseous state of matter. Here you can see the different gases that we are using in our daily life. The particles of gaseous states of matter are far away from each other. So, they do not have definite shape, they do not have even definite volume. They are highly compressible as they have lots of space between them. The force of attraction between the particles is minimum as they are very far away from each other. The rate of diffusion is more than solids and liquids, as we have discussed that if your mother is cooking food in kitchen and you are sitting somewhere outside the room, and hence yet you can feel the aroma of the food. Now different types of gases, as gases can be easily compressed, so we are using the compressed natural gas, which is the fuel of our vehicles, and liquefied petroleum gas, which is a cooking gas. The magnified schematic pictures of the three states of matter. Here a common example of chemical composition of water, that is water as in liquid, water as in solid, whereas water as in gas.